What's up guys, it's Abu and welcome to your 6th C++ tutorial. And in this tutorial we're gonna talk about functions, but we're not gonna talk about custom functions. We're not gonna be talking about making our own functions, but rather built-in functions. Now C++ has several built-in functions that we can use in order to make our programming tasks easier. So that means we don't have to write our own function to do some stuff. Okay, so that saves us time. So we're gonna start by making a variable, an integer called x. Okay, and we're gonna set that equal to, let's say, 144. Alright, now let's say we want to find the square root of x, right, which is 144. The square root of 144, which is 12. Let's say we just want to find the square root of that. Well, C++ has a built-in function called square xqrt, and then in order to first you gotta put the number that you want to find the square root of within these two parentheses, and our number is x. But before we can use these functions, we need to include another preprocessor directive called cmath. Okay, and alright, yeah, cmath. Okay, and let's say we want to print that out. Okay, we'll say cout. Okay, I'm gonna make another variable y, and then I'm gonna say y, and I'm gonna set y equal to the square root of x, which is gonna print out 12. Okay. Oops. Alright. Okay, so our output 12. Exactly what we want. Alright. So if you want to find the square root of a number, just no matter how big it is, you know that it's basically used to find. I'm pretty sure it's used to find the square root of big numbers, because if we don't want to waste our time writing our own function and all that, we can just use this to find the square root of any number. So yeah, that's how you find the square root of a number. And another function that I wanna touch on is, let's say we want to find the power, like we want to raise a number to a power and get the result. Let's say y, let's set y equal to, let's set x equal to, let's say 2, and y, let's set y equal to, alright, let's just make a y variable. Okay, and then let's say we want to raise 2 to some power. We will say POW in parentheses. This is where our arguments are going to go. Within the parentheses, the values that you pass within these parentheses are called parameters or arguments. Okay, now their parameters and arguments are a little bit different, but I'll touch more on that in our next tutorial. Okay, so in here we first type out a number that we want to raise to a power, and then we just put a comma. And let me just go back a little bit. You'll see that when I press the comma, you see this box that shows up. It shows you the other parameters that it blinks, it goes off real quick, but I'm pretty sure you can see it's saying double double, which means it's just basically a number. It doesn't really have to be a double. You can use an integer to do it too. So it basically shows us that you need to enter another number which you want to raise to the power 2 to the power what, and let's say we want to raise this to the power 5, which would give us 32. I'm pretty sure you guys know basic math. Alright, and we want to set that equal to y, and then we want to output y. So let's see what that gives us. Okay. Anyway, somebody texted me anyway. Yeah, so that's 2 to the power 5 is 32. You got that. Alright, So yeah, that's how you raise a number to a power. That's how you do that. And another function, built-in function that I want to touch on is, let's say we have this game, right? And this game generates random numbers, and it generates a random number and stores it within a variable y, right? Stores it within a variable y. And let me just type that out and I'll talk, and then I'll explain. Okay, so the game asks the user to guess the number that the program generated, and if you get the correct number, you win, and if you don't, it'll probably ask you to try again. Alright, so that's just a little game that will be nice. But I'll probably make a tutorial on, probably in my next tutorial I'll go over that, and I'll probably make the game, because it's not really that, it's not complicated. It's not really complicated, even for a beginner. So this rand function, it takes no arguments. Well, for now, really it doesn't. And now for now, and it just basically generates a random number, and it sets it equal to y. Okay, it's any random number. It can be big or small. It's any random number. So, and now let's say we want to output y. Let's do that. Oops, I got an error. Rand. Okay, yeah. In order to use rand, we have to include another preprocessor directive called cstd lib. Alright. Okay. And as you can see, 41 is outputted. It's just a random number, you know, it's just a random number outputted by the program. So that's how you use random numbers in C++, and it will be useful later on when you want to make, you know, like I said, the game or something else. But random numbers are used a lot in game development, trust me, because if the user always sees that they get the same output, the same numbers all the time, the game wouldn't be that much of fun now, would it, right? So it's necessary to generate random stuff, and then it would keep the user interested and in some sort of suspense. And that's what, you know, that's how games are really, that's what really keeps people interested in playing games, the suspense and the randomness. We don't want them to always anticipate the same results. Alright, so that's it for this tutorial for built-in functions. Maybe later on I'll probably be using some other built-in functions, but for now I just wanted to show you guys some useful built-in functions and how they're used. And in my next tutorial I'm gonna go over how to make our own custom function, because we're basically boss, you know. We want to do our own, and I keep using it'll still be good to use the built-in functions, but mostly programmers use their own custom functions, and that's what makes them unique. Okay, so yeah, that's it for this tutorial, guys. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next tutorial. Peace.